My name is Nic Redman, and I am technically Northern Irish, but I'm based in the Northeast.
Okay, Nick, what brings you here to Climb26?
I'm actually speaking today, so I'm really excited. I'm doing a session called Growing Your Business, Start With Your Voice. And it's all about the idea that a lot of the buzzwords we hear around speaking are quite big and intense, like presence and gravitas and authority and sounding like a leader and speaking like a CEO and all this stuff. And really, it all comes down to control over your voice. And so many people have this incredible instrument, no matter what stage of business you're at, no one's shown you how to play it. So my session this afternoon is going to be really practical and exciting. We're going to be making some noise, learning how our voices work and having a bit of crack.
Making some noise.
A lot of noise. We make a lot of noise, make a lot of silly faces.
Oh, I've done that before in my time, don't worry. I've seen a few here today already. As growing your business and using your voice as not just a tool, but it's more of a, I suppose it can be a bit of a superpower at times. If you can control what you're saying, it makes what you're saying even more powerful.
Yes, and I like that you said superpower there, because everybody's voice is so unique. And one of the things that people try to do is mold themselves into this version of like professional and sounding intelligent. And actually the best thing you can do for your business in terms of getting your voice out there is understanding your own unique voice and feeling empowered to use that, because it's one of the only USPs we have left, is the fact that we all have incredible accents, incredible ways of speaking, and the more you can get comfortable with the voice you have and how to connect it to what you're doing and how you can help people, the more success you'll have with like podcast appearances and going in the media and coming to events like this and using your voice to speak to people, to connect with people and network. It's so important. So you got to find who you are vocally and get it out there, and that's what I do with people.
Yeah, because at an event like this where you can hear the hubbub around us, you've got to raise your voice. It's not raising your voice, it's being heard, which is slightly different, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's so much more to being heard than just volume, I think, which is an interesting misunderstanding. It's about clarity, it's about expression, it's also about connection and passion. Like, so much of being heard, literally, and people understanding the mission you're on, is them feeling your passion. And as a voice coach and a speaking director, one of the things I do most is say to people, okay, this is what you've got to say, this is the instrument you've got to say it with. How do we connect those in a way that really makes the person listening feel something, like feel an emotion?
And you mentioned podcast appearances, as we're kind of on one. Yes. Hello.
Clang.
But again, it's another kind of tool in your armory, which is if you can put yourself out there for half an hour, 40 minutes, get yourself on a podcast, get seen, and want to be out there. So many people come to us, or we speak to them and say, oh, I can't be on a podcast. I don't like putting myself in front of people. And then you go, well, you've just stood in front of 500 people talking about your business. Or literally, you've walked up to someone and said, buy into me, buy my product. Why can't you say it on a video camera? It's a different proposition, but it's something you should really, really, really kind of succeed with.
Yeah, it's so useful to get on other people's podcasts. When I was launching my book on the mic, I got myself on about 40 podcasts, and it really helped with that. It was incredible. But I think there is something about the microphone that people find a little bit intimidating, and I think it comes down to the fact that people hate hearing themselves played back. And they feel like if they're on a podcast, it means everybody else is going to hear that as well. So much of what I do as a voice coach, again, is about helping people understand to appreciate, if not love's a big word, but appreciate the voice that they have and use it in a way that really means something to them. So I would say yes, whether you're doing your own podcast, which is a big project, but everything is, content 10x, and you can do so much more once you've got one podcast as a big piece, can't you? Like my podcast, the Voice Coach podcast, I then created a blog off every episode, a newsletter off every episode, content off every episode. So if you can create one big piece like a podcast, that's incredible. So there's two ways you can do it, which is your own or guesting, and guesting is really fun as well because it's just having chats.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
People think it's rocket science.
Speaking.
It's well worth it. Come and do it.
Yeah,
yes, yeah. It's just you. It's just, as I always say to people, it's always the best version of you.
Yeah.
Which is what you want to put out there anyway. Why wouldn't you develop the best version of you?
Yeah, and the way to get through podcasting is remembering it's you and one person. So whether it's one person here or a couple of hosts, it's only one person at the other side. It's one person in the bath, or one person on their morning walk, or one person stuck in traffic jam. It's you and one person being really intimate, and that is so important for growing your business. And that's where your voice can really help.
Yeah, that idea of hearing yourself back or seeing yourself back, because we only see ourselves in the mirror, so everyone else sees a different version of you.
Yeah.
And we only hear ourselves through our heads rather than through our ears. So when you actually put headphones on, it freaks people out. And I know this from teaching students from years gone by and actually doing it for the first time myself. It but sometimes you learn to love that voice. And you probably should do, because it's you.
Exactly. There's a lot, there's a lot out there psychologically about the voices that are right and appropriate. And so many people think their voice is not valid in the space. And that's one of the problems. So people hear it and they go, oh, that doesn't sound like the people who read the news. That's probably bad. But it's interesting, when we hear our voice, we hear it through the internal structures of our head, but also this way. So we kind of get two inputs, which gives us that feeling like we all think we sound like Barry White, don't we, in our heads. And then we hear it back and we think we sound like a deranged chipmunk.
Yeah.
And it's that disparity that freaks people out. So my thing is, it's about just doing it over and over and over again. And when people come to me and they want to get over that fear, I say, right, step one, you record yourself every day on your phone, we've all got one, and you listen back, you die a little inside, you hide behind the sofa, and then the next day you do it again. And eventually that gap closes and you can be much more objective about what you're hearing. And then you can start to go, okay, I can work on my pace or my expression, or why don't I try this word or this use of language, and then you can start to really direct yourself.
So, obviously, you're talking here today. What's your feeling about what you've seen so far here at Climb? It's you can then when you see things, you can hear it going on, can't you?
There's a real buzz about the place, which is lovely. And what I like about it, often I've come to this on my own. I'm a solo-run business. I'm a founder of my own business, and often it can be a little bit intimidating at these sorts of events. The expos, you walk in, and it's like, but this one's set up in a really nice, kind of friendly way. As soon as I walked in, someone started talking to me. Everybody helping the team. There's so many people in orange t-shirts to help out, and I've made some lovely connections already. And I've only been here for the morning, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the other connections that I make later on.
Well, good luck seeing everyone else, and good luck on stage this afternoon.
Thank you
for joining us.